Hey everybody, it's Jen with Lady Tarot 911. How are you? Welcome to my channel. I hope everybody's had a great weekend. We're going to take a look at the week coming up. So we just had the 11/11 portal yesterday, and that along with the Aries North Node, we have Mars going, I think it's squaring with Scorpio. And then we have the new moon tomorrow on the 13th in Scorpio as well. So big, fiery, powerful next couple weeks as we finish off November um, in Scorpio, heading on into Sagittarius, but big couple of weeks of energy, powerful. So I wanted to take a look at what is going to be playing out for y'all. Hopefully there's going to be movement and transformation. And I mean, that's kind of what this is about. It's about this new moon is about going deep, and really taking a look at what it is that makes you happy, what you want, what decisions you need to make for you. And that could be, it's supposed to be a big a couple weeks with this energy of potential communication. So, with this communication, it will help solidify decisions, decide on directions to go, but it will be based on um, what you find as, like your say of your life, taking control of the things that make you happy and what you want for your life and what direction you want to go. So, I mean, that's what the energy is, setting up to, how the energy is setting up to play out. So, let's go ahead and take a look at an overall message. We'll use this deck right here. So, what is overall? Okay, and again, remember that um, that this doesn't decide. Don't base your decisions based off of tarot read. You all are in charge and create your own, futures and paths that you're going to take. And this is just showing you the energy that is available at this time, where the universe supports it. So base it off of your intuition. Remember, especially during this, so Uranus is also at play, which can be electric, right? Jupiter and Uranus are a lot about manifestation. It's going to be really important to stay out of the past, stay out of the negative, stay out of the lack mentality, and just start from here. And if you had no challenges or problems or blockages from you getting exactly what you want and your desires, what would that look like for you? How, visualize that, feel that, and that is what's going to bring your manifestations into your into your 3D. Put it out there. Everything is already out there, has happened already. It's just, again, aligning to that. But in doing so, you have to keep fear and lack mentality out of that, or else that's what you'll bring around. What you feel about, not just think about, but what you feel about, you bring about. So just remember that concept. So start from right here, right now. If there was nothing in the way, if you could have what you wanted delivered to you on a silver platter, right? What would that look like for you? And that's how you need to manifest, keeping everything out of um, the general energy around you or within your mind of the past, or of heartache, or of sadness, or of disappointments. You don't want to pull that into manifestations. So that's going to be really important this week as well. But in doing so, remember that it is your intuition that um, that will guide you and not mislead you in making the decisions that you need to make. Don't base it off of anybody's reads, mine or anybody else's. This is just the energy that is supporting that, and the potentials and possibilities that are out there. Okay. This can also be your energy or somebody else's energy around you or that you could be thinking about. So, all right. Universe, what is the message for the collective for this week? I think it's November 13th through like the 19th or 20th. What is the message for the collective? Beautiful uncaging. So I'm getting like a unlocking heart. Yeah, there's a lot about heart chakra that's really speaking loud this week. I pulled another read, and it talked a lot about like this big enlightenment happening because of this heart chakra expansion. And as you can see, this looks like the heart is, this is just energy is just swirling, it's expanding and unlocking, and in doing so, it's really going to help communication flow. It's also going to help people have the courage and the power to be bold and make moves. And I keep hearing money moves. I've heard that all day long. I don't know why. And, you know, there's going to be opportunities, obviously, because the key is opportunities, and the key is in the lock, right? Unlocking this heart, unlocking truth and knowledge and communication, and taking control of challenges or competition or conflict. And the way to do that is by showing compassion and love. You know, that is the answer to everything. And there's a real enlightenment, maybe even spiritual awakening that's happening. So this week is about unlocking truths and communication and movement, and moving beyond this, you know, stalemate, stagnancy, that I think a lot of us have, you know, felt caged in, or, you know, felt restricted, like we can't move. This could also be feeling like feeling stuck in a situation that you don't feel like you can get out of, right? So, okay, beautiful uncaging. I love that. All right, so let's take a look at, so what is this beautiful uncaging? I hear freedom as well, like finally finding peace and freedom, getting free, you know, being able to, because uncaging, coming out of a cage, coming out of that imprisonment that's within your, you know, your head, or even it could be a situation that you're trapped in right now, or that your person's been trapped in. What is this beautiful uncaging about for the collective for this week of November 13th? Sorry, today's the 12th, isn't it? November 13th through like the 19th, we'll say. All right. Okay. Somebody has definitely been stuck, worrying, anxiety. Speaking of, so, okay, we've got both, we've got money and we've got emotions, right? So I'm feeling like it could be a combination of both. It could be one or the other, but it's all playing out of why somebody feels locked in, you know, the situation, or this situation involves emotions being, you know, run by money, or money, you know, being run by emotions. But it has come to the stress point, the stressor, where it's cracking now. And there could have been some type of maybe, because that's a bullet hole, right? So maybe some type of rage, or just this anger point that might have been reached or is reaching this week. Like, that's it, I've had it, it's finally breaking open. Beautiful uncaging. And I think the card that I had before was called Broken Open. So something breaking. Now this is blue, right? Which is throat chakra. So somebody actually speaking their truth about these worries and concerns that they've had, what's been on their mind, um, issues at play, finally just like hitting a breaking point is what I'm hearing about this. And it can be about this, these are, gold bars. So a lot of hard work that's been put in to, oh, you know what I'm getting from this too is there's been somebody who is really having a hard time working really hard to keep their emotions under control. And this week it's going to hit a breaking point. This is all blue throat chakra, and they feel like they're about to drown. So there's a lot of emotion that's happening. This could be in regards to a job. This could be maybe unhappy about the situation that somebody is in because they feel like they are trapped or caged in, or within their mind it's just become so exhausting. And it's finally to this point where it's just shattering. Now it's breaking, it's all coming, it's just shattering the glass, because they've been holding their feelings for whatever the situation is, or just feeling like there's no choices or options. And it could be, unhappy at a job, or something's happened with a job situation, or just abundance. Maybe the situation that they've been in has not been abundant, has not been fulfilling, right? And it says family man on this King of Cups. So I almost feel like somebody felt like it was a duty to remain unhappy, remain where they were at. And this could be for a job as well as in a family situation, or within a dynamic, almost like outdated thinking, in being bound by family traditions or values, or religious or cultural type of, or even just like downloads, wiring, computer programming, or wiring of, us as children, and that outdated thinking. Um, Working really hard to be at that status quo, but it's become unbearable, and it's become unhappy. And with whatever the situation is, either unhappy at work, a work situation, or just within emotions, trying to hold their emotions, um, maybe for a relationship, or, in regards to love or friendship or family. And it's just they've held it in for so long. And it's, there is a lot happening with the heart chakra right now, opening up, especially with this card coming out. And in doing so, it's finally going to, before they drown, it's finally going to bust open. And obviously, if this was holding water, right, then the water would start to flow, emotions would be shared. But right now, it is cracking and breaking open. So, and this might just be the key this week, whether you're on this timeline or not. It might be the key to all of the transformation, or all of the movement. This could also be just in, sorry, this could also just be in self-worth, feeling, holding all these emotions in, having this raw emotion and feeling in regards to, what somebody feels their worth is. And not feeling worthy for a very long time can really cause heartache and repressed emotions, to build up. So, okay. So then, so this is the situation. So tell me how my collective is feeling at this time, my soul tribe is feeling at this time about this situation. So this could be you or your person, or whatever the situation is, the job's perspective, or point of view, right? POV. What? Oh, I thought that was these look so much alike, and I covered it and I thought they were both 10 of swords. Whoa. Okay, hold on. Oh, whoa. Whoa, whoa. Oh, look at this. Crazy. Look at those colors. When I was talking about somebody is speaking, you're going to be getting messages or communication. Look at all that blue. That is total throat chakra. Somebody's held it back. It's like stuck here. It's like like almost ready to break open. Look at all that. And the reason I know that is because, so what this has been conflict, okay, which is this, the 5 of swords, conflict, pain, suffering, and silence. Um, this could be in regards to betrayal or dishonesty, deceit, lies, competition, jealousy. I mean, anything that is really low vibration, right? And so you as a collective, I asked how you felt about this situation, and there's been a lot of red flags, but you've held back on saying anything, or you you haven't told all of the pain that you felt has maybe been building up, right? And there's just and this could be you, or this could be your person. There's been this decision of what do I say? Do I say something? Do I stand up for myself? What do I communicate? And there's been just this aching of like constant, just holding it, not knowing which direction to go, not knowing which decision to make. And but there's an ending. There's an ending of this being stuck in this conflict. So maybe this week there is a release of emotion about how you have been feeling as a collective, and the burdens that you've had to bear, or the burden of being indecisive, because these are both tens, right? So this is very transformational. With this skull, it reminds me of the death card. And um, the death card is um, um, yeah, the death card is about transformation and about change and endings, right? Well, there's endings now. Finally, somebody's come to a decision, or finally made a decision about something that has been weighing so heavy that they've had this repressed um, communication, or held back communication about. But what I find interesting here is that, and butterflies are about transformation. I've told you that before. So this death card, an ending, um, this decision regarding this ending, this could be, you know, sadness and loneliness and conflict about an ending of something, a job, a situation, a relationship, something. And it's been, a huge burden on somebody. This being the 10 of Pentacles, right? There's transformation, and it's going from this death and darkness and silence, and finally opening up, right? Because we've got the beautiful and caging, and somebody finally bringing their emotions and communicating to the surface, and letting it out, and expressing how they feel about a situation, or how they feel about somebody, or how they feel about you, or you feel about them, or even a job that you're not happy with, and you want to you know quit, or just the burdens that you've had, right? I thought that this was the burden, 10 of wands, the burden card. That's funny. This is the 10 of Pentacles. So that being said, this has been a huge burden. It's just been such a load that you've had to carry. However, it's moving from this darkness and this sadness, and it's transforming into, it's heading towards this brighter, enlightenment. There's this huge epiphany, or like I was talking about, these colors match this beautiful new found voice, or releasing of um, communication, speaking truths that maybe have never been spoken before, or you or your person are not used to being able to stand up for themselves. And in doing this, this is very transformational, right? And there could have also been conflict regarding the fact that somebody saw their 10 of Pentacles, their opportunity as missed, or that they let it go, or they passed it by, that they just let it die. Maybe they waited too long, and it's something that just no longer, they don't feel like that opportunity exists. Or you, because this was my maybe, for you, your person has waited too long. It's been too long just sitting there, and it's just gotten to a point where it became a burden, and it was constant conflict, waiting and waiting and waiting for this transformation. However, this was the last card I pulled, and there is that sunshine. So there is happiness on the horizon. There is something better, something, for you, your person, whoever, in releasing this communication, there is this compassion that happens. So this could be them releasing communication to you, you finding out truths about conflict or indecision, or why maybe something ended. So is what are the feelings and thoughts on the other side of this, universe, from the collective's person? And flip it if it's opposite, right? So what is the energy on the other side? What are their thoughts and feelings about the situation? Yep, that makes sense. Okay. So whether to take action, and I know that because of the Chariot moving forward, movement, just harnessing something other than just thought, being locked right in somebody's head, and having too many choices and options. That being what's weighing heavy, is not knowing which direction to go, right? Too much chaos, too much noise, too many options, too many thoughts, just going around and around and around. And I just feel very chaotic, right? And again, communicating, taking the initiative and the motivation to communicate, this action, having a lot of choices on whether to take this action or not. And your person could have been non-committal, not knowing what direction to commit to. This could be, so the Chariot is like a Cancer energy. The Death card is a Scorpionic energy, Scorpio. But this is also, I have all of the elements. I've got Wands, Cups, Swords, and Pentacles on here. So obviously, any of the signs are relevant, right? But we've got a lot of fire here, right? Fire, heat, okay, in a lot of these cards. Bold action, taking action to unlock, getting out of somebody's head. And then we've also got this, the Chariot, the movement, but also a very fantasy like watery type of energy. So and the way that this was laying right on the table, it's almost like your person wants to, that looks awful. It looks like I'm trying to say that he wants to catch them on fire. That's not it. It's just that he wants to, I'm getting like destroy the stagnancy, the stalemate, the, make a decision and move forward. They're tired of being where they're at. They're tired of being caged up or feeling the way they're feeling or keeping emotions to themselves. And so they want to move forward. They want to get the horse moving. They want to get the chariot going, you know, um, and get rid of this fantasy, because this is like it says romantic trip. This is about fantasies, just, um, maybe floating to the surface. And when I ask what the other side feels or thinks about this, it's that they want to remove the fantasy. They want to, you know, they don't want to sit here anymore. They do want to communicate. They do want to bring about a message or truths, right? And take that fiery action. So again, Mars is in, I think it's like squaring Scorpio, which is Mars is very battle, warrior type of energy. It's very much Aries, the warrior. And we're talking like, so we could be talking about the wound. I wanted to say wounded warrior, like the inner child, the wounded inner child. And I'm feeling like, and I get that like the converse being, younger. This has just been something that has been maybe an issue for them since they were a child, or maybe they're not facing, they haven't been facing being able to make a decision, because of that um, wounded inner child, that work that has needed to be done. And so they felt safer sitting in the fantasies. I'm getting, right? But this has caused such a stagnancy that this fantasy has kept real life in this stagnancy, like worry, constant draining, low vibration pull on their heart and on their throat chakra, and they feel like they're drowning in emotions because it's just been repressed, right? It's been something hoped for or fantasized for, but not actually, there hasn't been any action to see results, right? There's just been this build up, this pent up of energy. And that's what happens when you don't repress or when you don't express your feelings. Well, feelings are, emotion is energy, right? And energy, when repressed or builds up, there's pressure, right? And that's why it's important to, allow people to cry, allow people to speak, allow and just listen, allow people to release that energy, and encourage it. That's what therapists are there for, is mostly just to listen, because a lot of times you end up, listening to what you're saying when you're saying it, and you kind of get a new perspective, for yourself, just by being able to release it or say it. And the relief comes from being able to express, um, however you're feeling, right or wrong, in somebody else's eyes, it doesn't matter. It's just that release of energy and that built up, that from build up repressed emotions. Okay, so then, let's see. So I'm going to take this deck and I'm going to ask, what have these choices or fantasies been about, or what has been the issue or the decisions, and it's going to be different for everybody, but it'll kind of give you an idea. We'll get a few different options here. But what have these fantasies or emotions, like these bubbles, what have been some of these? So releasing hurt and pain, I'm getting holding like grudges. Sometimes it's easier to hold a grudge, because of, something somebody's done to us, or we feel like somebody's done something to us, and it's easier to hold that grudge, because our ego is, in the way of us just forgiving, and forgiving for ourselves. Not You don't have to accept somebody else's bad behavior or actions towards you, but in forgiving, it releases them to have to deal with that with the universe or God or, source, whatever you connect with. And you leave it up to judgment, right? And you take yourself out of it and free yourself from it. So, whether to release hurt, what else? Could be about relationships, which direction to go, who to choose. Maybe there's multiple people in the mix. Yeah, whether to be single or not, um, or be in a relationship, um, and build a life with somebody. Who to keep in their friend circle, or I'm hearing people around them who've been disrespectful. This could be, again, this could be you, with the many decisions, who to trust, who not to trust. I'm just going to pick a couple more here. Social media, online dating, whether that is something that has caused, issues, or a hindrance. Maybe okay, I'm getting coping, or a coping mechanism, maybe being online all the time. And then I'll do two more. So regret, apology, saying they're sorry, wanting to make something right, forgiveness, and I'll just pull this last one. And yeah, so there's true love, right? Going towards true love, or being independent and dealing with potentially an ex, somebody from the past. And these are all just potential options and decisions that somebody, either you or your person, has had to make. And that it's really been hard to know which direction to go. The thing is that when we create our own world, that I talk about, any decision we make is the right decision, because even if it ends up where we make a decision and it puts us into a position that is more challenging, it still is teaching us lessons. It's still teaching us what not to do again. It's very beneficial. So any decision we make, we can turn around and go back, and maybe the same options won't be there, but whatever we go back to try and start at ground zero again, or to start at that neutral point again, if we've made a decision where we had to learn a lesson and come back from it, the choices that are now available at that time will be present for us to choose from. But that was not a wasted decision. And so no decisions, again, I say, I don't think that regret should be in our vocabulary.
So, just as Uranus has promised, it is actually delivering to me, not disappointing at all with what it promises, but it is just coming a little early. The electric sudden shock of Uranus has affected my video, and I did not know that my microphone had failed. I wanted you to see that I had shuffled out for the potential final outcome, the potential energy, the Knight of Swords, and that meant to me that there was going to be potentially fast, sudden communication from your person, or you would decide to communicate. And it has a lot to do with the fact that the Seven of Pentacles, which I'm showing you now, has been at play, which is like a slow burn, and this waiting game that has happened, and it's caused this pressure, which has caused this Ten of Wands, as you're looking at now, a heavy, heavy burden. And because of this slow burn and this heavy burden, it's going to potentially kick off the Knight of Swords. And it's going to be this, this powerhouse of energy. And I'm just showing you here that it's due to the heaviness of all of this, of the job or a relationship. And there's a lot of weight and pressure with the Ten of Wands and the Seven of Pentacles, the waiting. And so those three together for potential final outcome there is a great potential for communication, and a lot of it as well. So I just went on to explain after this about, more into detail about these cards and the potential outcome, and just gave some advice on how to just keep yourself in check and remain calm and keep your emotions in check. And allow, transparency and communication if that's what's brought about this week. I am gonna switch over to the very last image that I was showing. Here I was just showing that this could come in communication online. But the very last part of the video, which I'm going to show you in just a second, is that how much blue there was in the which is throat chakra, and the indication of just how much communication could possibly be coming if you're on this timeline this week. But my apologies again. I'm very sorry that this has cut out. Hopefully I've been able to mend it just a little bit and make do, because I did want you to get this read. But thank you so much for sticking with me. We all have the same issues as you guys do in this energy, and I'm glad that I could at least get this recording to dub over the video for you. But I'm going to show you this last image, and then if you need help, if you need a one-on-one personal reading, it is under my community tab, the information about that. Again, I would love to help you if you need that extra help through this energy. Thanks you guys for being here, and hopefully let's cross our fingers for better luck on the next video. You guys take care. Bye-bye.